A big question many of you might be asking yourself at the moment is recession, recovery or recession? Double-dip recessions, quantitative easing, inflation, asset bubbles, unemployment, big banks and small businesses. It's hard to figure out exactly what is going on with the world's economy today.
This just in, you are looking at obviously a very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center, and we have unconfirmed reports this morning that a plane has crashed into one of the towers of the World Trade Center.
As the sun breaks through the piercing chill of night on the plain outside Coram, it lights up a biblical famine, now in the 20th century.
Warner and others may not be far
this
behind.
place,
We're going to actually
here,
see the
is
United
the
States
closest
Senate,
thing to hell
along with the
on earth.
House pushing this president to start downsizing in Iraq, realizing that the war on terror doesn't begin or end.
Street by street, the rebels are taking on the last of Colonel
Well, you'd think we'd be leading with that story.
Now, I want to lead with the Paris Hilton
No.
story.
No one did more crazy things or got more attention than Charlie Sheen. Tiger blood, Adonis DNA, drugs, alcohol, prostitutes, and winning.
Well, you know what they say about curiosity in cats, but we have a story with a happy ending. Many Edmontonians were stopped in their tracks today as they walked by City Hall. The reason? A kitten stuck in a tree. CTV News was there as firefighters pulled the curious cat to safety. Sonia Sunger reports.
We just kept watching, see what they were going to do, and we saw him shoot 3 kids.
As well as everyone.
Here we go.
Nice to meet you. Hey, welcome to our little breakfast show. Hello, mate. You've got it. Well done. Can you say Struth? Struth. Well done. Look, we had, before we go down the studio, just come through, we've got a few of your mates who have turned up here at Brekkie Central who have been here since 4 o'clock yesterday morning. They've been camping out. So they just turned up to say hello. So you want to come up to the glass?
He will be the first African-American president of the United States.
Give them a Struth.
He started a simple octopus, 8 unremarkable legs and an indeterminate personality. But come the World Cup, the management at the Oberhausen Sea Life Centre in Germany discovered Paul's prescient powers of prediction. Game after game, Paul picked the winners. 8 games, 8 correct results. 1 for each sucker-studded leg.
There's a new Quick Trip store in Midtown Tulsa that has many of its visitors and drivers saying it's about time. Located at one of Tulsa's busiest intersections, 2 News reporter Beth Burnett shows how a new layout is relieving some congestion.
There isn't much left of this old Quick Trip store but scraps of metal. It's being torn down because there's a brand new one built right behind it.
Are you out here to help people?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
This morning on Take It Off Today, Zumba. If you're tired of being on the treadmill and you don't want to walk around the block to lose weight, well, guess what? There's something new in town. It's a Latin-flavored dance class. It's called Zumba, and it might jumpstart to give you the jumpstart you need. Enthusiasts in Ohio are taking off the pounds.
Part salsa, part merengue, a little bit rock and roll, Zumba is one of the nation's fastest growing fitness crazes.
When I've seen these situations, Steve, there's a shock that so many people you know are dead, and people go through that in a sort of together way and get by it. But as the days goes by, the oldest and most infirm and the youngest who have the greatest need start dying around them. And that's when the desperation seems to set in.
Yeah, the desperation is like something, it's really hard to imagine. You know, I have a pretty thick skin and I've seen a lot of stuff and can ignore a lot of stuff, but when we were sitting there this morning and just watching that woman wail, you know, there is nobody for her. Her husband's just trying to hold her down on a mattress in a field just from going insane from her loss. That kind of loss is horrific in any culture, but in a culture where you're utterly where you're alone, it just makes it all the more difficult.
Steve Harrigan, amid it all, with folks on top of a pile that includes human remains below and very, very difficult days.
Let's get some gossip now with Richard Wilkins.